Good morning, everyone. Today we are book shopping and I'm so excited. This is the first big book shop of the new year, so we need to stock up. I have like 3 books on my TBR right now, and 2 of those I want to wait until it's more summery outside. So basically just 1 book on my TBR. Please. It's also Onyx Storm release weekend, so I'm curious to see if there's any copies still at my Books A Million. Yeah, I heard some people saying it was like sold out, but I don't know if that's just like the special editions. I'm not really fussed about a special edition personally, so yeah, we'll see. Oh my gosh, I forgot I have a gift card to use. Heck yes. Okay, I got my little members card, so I get my discounts, and then a gift card. Besides Onyx Storm, I don't really have anything on my radar that I want to pick up. Besides, I did just start the Ember in the Ashes series, whatever that's called, and I read the first one, but I don't have the others, so I could pick those up. I didn't love the first book, but I'm like, I hate not finishing series, so I'll probably just read it, see if it gets better. I might just pick up the next one. I don't think I want to buy like the whole series. I might just buy the next one. We'll see. I think the 4th in that series, you know when they like released on hardback the first year, so but the rest are on paperback, so I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna be waiting until the end of that first year to read the 4th one, because we're not gonna buy one that doesn't match. Anyways, it does feel kind of funny because I'm trying to limit my spending this like month/year, so I haven't really been buying a lot of like, I really haven't been buying a lot of stuff in general besides like groceries, so it does feel funny that I'm like letting myself go crazy in Books A Million, but hey, I read my books, so my books is my one area that I'm like, you can spend money on, that's fine. So yay, okay, let's go crazy, let's go wild. I've never seen it so quiet in here. Period. Gosh, this is pretty. I've never heard about this. No, look it up on Goodreads. Oh, it was not rated good on Goodreads, so unfortunately that one not gonna be getting picked up. It's so annoying when you like, I picked up this book and read the premise, it sounded really good, and then you look on Goodreads and people are like, the pacing was bad, it was slow, and like just negative stuff about it, and I'm like, ah, it could have been so good. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. Guys, I can't believe I have 2 big bags. I like started walking to the store and I was like, meh, seeing like 1 or 2 there. Next thing I know, 2 bags full. Let's start with the one that I was most surprised to see, and that is Onyx Storm. There was, I think like only like 3 or 4 left, so good thing I went when I did. I'm sure you've heard about it unless you've been living under a rock, but it is part of the like 4th Wing Iron Flame series, and this is the 3rd. I think I heard there was gonna be 5 in total, and it's like a super popular fantasy book that, yeah, I liked 4th Wing. I think I rated it a 5-star like nearly everybody else, and then Iron Flame was a crowd not fave, opposite of fave, disappointment. I've heard mixed things so far on Onyx Storm. I'm bought it, as I said, like the weekend, so you know, it's been a few days, a few people have already finished it, but I'm not like itching to read it, but I was like, obviously I know I'm gonna want to, so I picked it up. We'll see if I read it this upcoming week or not. And then I picked up the last copy of Beartown. I was like going all around the area trying to find this, and thankfully, because it was the only one, that's why I couldn't really see it easily, but I wanted to pick this up because Sarah has been raving about this series. It's a 3-part or 3-book series. I haven't read any other book by him, but I've been kind of feeling like reading more fiction, so I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be like really good, so I think this will be definitely high on my TBR to get to. And then I always check out the sale section, and because they usually have some good books that it's definitely a mix of like books you've never heard about, but then there are usually some books that I've actually heard about that I've been either wanting to read or just heard good things about. So I picked up another Carly Fortune book. The last time I went shopping, I picked up her other one. It's called like Every Summer After, and because that was on sale too. And then this one's called Meet Me at the Lake. It just kind of sounds like a cute romance, maybe like a second chance moment. The main girl's name is Fern, which is just cute. So yeah, I'm really excited to pick this up. There's annoyingly, because the cover does look like this, it's giving me summer energy, so I don't know if I'm gonna like actually pick it up super soon until it like gets a little bit hotter outside, but I'll be ready for when it gets hot. This was another one that was on sale. It's Expiration Dates by Rebecca Surley, and I feel like I've seen this cover a lot, but I don't remember if I've like seen people talking about it and that's why I've seen it, or if I've just have seen it at the bookstore a lot. But it's about this girl, Daphne, who every time she meets a new man, she receives a slip of paper with his name and a number on it, and it's the exact amount of time they'll be together. And then this one night she meets this guy called Jake, and apparently there's no number on his piece of paper. I just felt like that was a fun premise, that like you meet somebody and you already know that, you know, there's not an expiration date. LOL. So yeah, we'll see if that's good. Oh, there was, as I said when I was in there was so many books that I picked up and the cover looked good, and then I would look it up on Goodreads and it was just like slow pacing, not like that great, even though the premise sounded really good. So that was really disappointing because there was more I picked up, but I was like, ooh, this sounds cool. I've never heard anyone talk about this. And that's probably why. I don't mind if a story isn't like, oh my gosh, this is the best story ever. Like, so I'm not gonna fully not read a book just because of Goodreads reviews, but I just hate slow pacing. So if it says that in any of the reviews, I'm not gonna bother. It's just not gonna do it for me. And then I also kept picking up a bunch of fantasy books that again looked interesting, but they'd be like, the girl would be like a bartender, or like she would work as a cashier, and I was like, it was just so weird. Or like maybe they were more like magic books than like fantasy books. To me that's kind of like similar. And though to me then I'm like, she shouldn't be working a normal job in a fantasy. I don't know, it was just like weird. It was giving maybe it was like Crescent City vibes, which I haven't read, but I've heard it's like urban fantasy, so it was a bit more like normal life with fantasy elements. But like I love my like ACOTAR or Throne of Glass where they're like back in the day. Like I don't know, it's not like they're not in the 21st century, because that just feels weird. I'm like, why is there magic and she's just a cashier? Like that makes it feel like too real in your brain, and then I'm like, this can't happen at all. So that was my 2 cents for that. Oh no, I'm sad. Got smudged in the book, in the bag. I actually went crazy and bought 3 Kristen Hannah books because I read her The Great Alone in my 24-hour reading challenge. Loved it. Flew through that thing. It was like over 500 pages. I read it in like the first afternoon. It went by so quick. Loved it. Rated it 5-star. So I wanted to pick up some more. We love the all blue theme going on. That's gonna look so cute all next to each other on my bookshelves. So the reason I got so many was because it was actually buy one get one 50% off for 2 of hers. Just let me double check that I actually went through. It did. I already read The Nightingale a couple years ago, but I wanted to reread it just because now I'm like back into reading. I obviously remember the story, give or take, but it was so good. So I was like, I really want to read it again. So I picked that up. When I used to read books before I like got into, you know, having bookshelves and such and actually like talking about books, I would just get rid of them after I would read them, which is so crazy to think about. So that was one of those. I would normally just like give it to a friend, so it wasn't like I fully like, you know, just donated it or something. But yeah, so I have to pick up another one of those. If you don't know what this is about and you haven't read it, I really recommend it. It is about these 2 sisters in World War II, and they kind of go like go 2 separate ways and have 2 different stories. But just like it's a really cool like historical read, and then also like following along with their stories is really cool. Then the other one I got was Winter Garden, which I didn't even read the back of this in the store. I was just like, yep, I know it's gonna be good. She had actually quite a few books that I hadn't heard about. I had heard about this one because Sarah had read it recently, but there was a few, including the one I'm about to talk about, that I'd never heard anybody talk about, so it's exciting. But yeah, so this one's about a woman who was in World War II in Russia, and as she gets older, she has 2 daughters, and I think she's like on her deathbed, I think, and they're like, she's telling a story to her daughters, and then the daughters are trying to like figure out the truth behind the story, and then it then uncovered something impossible to believe, apparently. So yeah, we'll see about this. Sarah said it was a little slow, so we'll see how my thoughts are on it, but I'm excited for that. And this one was called Magic Hour, which was about this 6-year-old girl, I think it was, yes. Deep in this forest, a 6-year-old girl appears, speechless and alone, so they have to try and figure out the truth about her past, and yeah, figure out, I guess, like who she is. And that just does sound interesting. I love a bit of a mystery moment, like it'll be cool, I feel, like trying to figure that out. Just got 3 more. The next one was Wayward, I think that's how you pronounce it. This book is about 3 women, and their stories are from like 2019, 1619, and 1942, and all of their stories are like interconnected and like weaved together, so that's really interesting. And then, as I said, this was the one book that I was like knew I was probably gonna pick up, and that is A Torch Against the Night. It is the 2nd book in the, what's the series itself called? I hate when they just say book 2 of the beloved New York Times best-selling series. Okay, well, what's the series called? It doesn't say anywhere. Could not tell you. What the heck? Well, anyways, so yeah, this is what even happened in that first book. Honestly, so much. Like so much and then not anything at the same time. So I like the spines kind of, let me show you, they make a picture though. So that's really satisfying. So that's nice. Literally, did I buy them just because of that? I did. I can't even lie, I did. So yeah, we'll see. And then the last one I got was Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I really like her books. I've read One True Loves, Maybe in Another Life, and then Malibu Rising. Malibu Rising is my fave for sure. Can't even say it. Can you see that? So I didn't even know she had another book out, so thought I would pick it up when I saw it. The front cover is giving such like 2014 LA Tumblr energy. Love him. This probably came out forever ago. Oh yeah, this one came out in like 2013. Okay, well, we'll see. So yeah, so that was that one. Oh my gosh, let me show you the pile, guys. There's actually so many blue books in the pile. There's so many blue books. Literally, it's blue and pink. And then the top one doesn't match, but you know, you get the vibe. Here, we can go put them on my TBR together. So these are my bookshelves. These are all the books I've read. So only read books go over here, but then I have a record player shelf over there that I put my TBR on. So let's move over there. Okay, so these are the 3 books that I already have on my TBR. So these ones, I'll put these 2 romance ones at the end. The other Carly Fortune ones together. Okay, we've got another romance. I've got some fiction. And all those. And then we'll do fantasy. That's so satisfying. That color also of so many blues and blacks, stunning. Love it so much. That's gonna be it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know if you read any of those books I got. And oh my gosh, it looks stunning. Let me show you. We love a full TBR. Heck yes. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.